Hello again. This is session number 2 in social and emotional development. The individualism, the philosophy of resolve. This is coming from the insert of the book that I've written, Individualism, the philosophy of resolve. And it's philosophical, but it's also practical. It's practical. I'm not going to try to pretend that hey, I'm trying to be this or that, some Emmanuel Kant or anybody of that caliber in nature and some psychotherapist, because I'm not. I'm in grad school for occupational safety and health, and they have a bachelor's in that. And I have been a part of the recovery programs for over 20 years and been a part of the cognitive therapy over for 20 years. Yes, I have. And I've been in that group, and so I do have expertise in that area based on experience and based on that. But I'm not. What we're dealing with here we're dealing here with one-on-one practical information about our experience. Now, and the individual is important, and the individualism is the habit or principle of being independent and self-reliant, and that's in the terms of just the proper noun definition. And then, for as the social definition, it's a social theory favoring freedom of action for individuals over the collective or state control, and that's pretty much what it is in a nutshell. When it comes to socially and individually. Individualism, we now stand free and we stand tall, powerful, and protected by what we have learned and known and have become aware of. You will find out when you've been in one situation, now you're transitioning into another situation which is more beneficial to you. You will find out that, hey, I've taken some of that old baggage with me. I've taken some of that old stuff which I thought I had let go. Now, this is what happens when you in a situation, your prison institution, in military, whatever. You might be facing a discharge. You know your time is about up, and you sitting there ready to get out. You haven't even come to thought about getting a job out on the street. You in the military, everything is given to you. You sleep, eat, you ain't got to worry about none of that. Your shelter, your clothing, your basic necessities of life. Uncle Sam got that. He's got that all covered up. He even teaches you how to do your finances and whatnot. You ain't really, when you're young, all you got to do is you can, go to work and let Uncle Sam, let the military life take care of the rest of it. The yeomans and the SKs and stuff take care of all your equipment, your benefits, and everything is taken place. They take care of that paperwork for you. You don't have to worry about anything in the military. That's military life. Then when you get shipped to and going to get orders to go to another unit, you got all that straightened. They took care of that for you. You don't have to worry about you. All the thing you have to do is pack your stuff. They come and get it for you, even and ship it. So you can. And then when you get there, you unpack it and you have it. They're ready at your new facilities in your house. That's even with the family life. And wives and children get used to that. And so they become part of the military, and because their fathers is a part of the military or their mothers are part of the military. And they become a part of that institutions. And it's a way of life. They get used to it. Ordinary civilians they don't have that luxury of Uncle Sam doing everything for them. They don't have it. They got to get out and do and organize all of this stuff. And so, but now when certain people, when you get to that part, and most of us have done it, get it, but it's time to be released. And you sitting there, it's time to get honorable discharge, and you got to go home. You got to get out, get your stuff, and go. You got to do something, but you ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. In other words, you got to get out of here. You got to go. So, but now you got to do it yourself, where it has been done for you. It's a big stipulation. You can stand there and not even prepare and just be thinking about, I'm ready to get out, I'm ready to get out. Hadn't even thought about food, clothing, basic necessities and everything like that. I'm going to do that. All you think you know is you're going home to mom. You're going home to your sister. You're going home to your brother. You're going home to your same neighborhood. Your mom and dad, whatever you're going at. Your wives, some of you. Going back and not realizing she going to get tired of that mess. You're a grown man. You got to get out and help and work. I mean, so there is a cognition or a awareness that must be done and taking place when it comes down to the individual, knowing that their obligations and their responsibilities is on the rise, and that there's going to be some things that you're going to have to specifically be a part of, and that you got to participate now. At one time, you were just a non-participant in your own life. You was just going through the motions. Military, all you have to do is be worried about your job assignment and your unit and your orders, and let Uncle Sam take care of the rest of it. But as veterans living and transitioning out on to regular society and finding a job in civilian life and having to deal with boss and a lot of young men that was in the military was the boss. It didn't take long to become the leaders and stuff. They born leaders in the military. A lot of men didn't have women leadership, and there's not a lot of female leadership in the military. And then when they get out on the street, some of them go right to a woman, tell them what to do. They can't handle that. Even so, even in the institutions around the world, a lot of females are not in where men are being incarcerated and stuff. And they have to. Some women come in there and they the captains and the wardens, and then they have to have a woman talk. They can't deal with it. But then you got to see that's negative. That is negative because it's a fact of life that you must. There are rules. There are people that's going to be in control of your situation of lives, whether it's on a job or whether it's down at the social service office. Or you're trying to get food stamps, that somebody's in charge there, and you have to obey, and you have to abide by the rules. When you're driving down the road and get stopped by the police, there's things that you got to obey and do. But it's a part of socialization. But now I'm aware of this. I'm not just ready to get out. I can get out, I go home next week. No, stop. You don't need to get to that point of going home the next week. This is what happens now. You can be just laying in the rack. Man, I got 2 days. Now this is how it really happens now. It could be 12 months. You be playing basketball and stuff. Man, I go home in 12 months. I got 12 months. Play basketball, go back, take a shower, lay down. Say, man, whew, I'll be glad when these 12 months going by. Sure is going mighty slow. Man, get up and do the same thing the next day, going through the routine. Haven't got any paperwork together. Haven't made a list of options that you're dealing with when you get out. Haven't did that. You haven't looked over housing, what job opportunities are out there. Nobody showed you on the computer and Googled anything, and none of this stuff happened. You just so apt and ready to get out and have prepared. You just sit back, hey, that's all you think about is getting out. Let me tell you what happened to that situation. Let me tell you what's gonna happen in that situation. You sitting there laying back. Wake up. Well, I got 10 more days. And it's getting there, and I'm going back and forth all over the place with these days because I'm trying to shock and wake you up and saying, hey, regardless of what days or how many days it is, get ready. It's getting ready to happen to you. Whether you are a veteran and been in the military for 20 years or 5 years, you have been a part of that institution and you have been institutionalized. You must prepare for civilian life on the outside. And first, we talked about the negative patterns of thoughts about the self and the world, and the negative patterns of behavior that we have developed in the institution that we were in. Now, they must be challenged. I challenge that thought that you have, that you act like somebody owe you something, that they got to do for you. Nobody owes you nothing. I challenge that thought. And I tell you that you should be responsible for your own self. You shall be a responsible adult, and you shall be held accountable to your own actions, and you shall be expected to take care of your responsibilities as a father to them children and as a husband to that wife. I challenge that thought that somebody's got to do something for you and you ain't got to do nothing for nobody else. I challenge that thought head on. I challenge right now that negative thought pattern that nobody cares about you. I challenge that. Somebody cares. I challenge that negative thought behavior. That's negativity, and it can bring you down, low down to the ground, where you won't be doing nothing in life. You won't make no plans. You won't try to get no job. You'll be satisfied with the status quo of being stuck. I challenge that thought right now. I come against it right now. I challenge that thought that nobody loves you. That's a lie. I challenge that thought that you in it by yourself, that you the only one. Seems like everything works out for everybody except you. I challenge that negative thought pattern. That negative thought pattern can have you stagnated and demobilize you where you will do nothing. I challenge that thought. And that's what we're saying. And then there's other negative behavior too that needs to be challenged. Negative behavior about, some people spit on the ground a lot, and we go, I seen people, spit right in a public place in the grocery store. That's negative behavior. It is downright. As a matter of fact, there should be a city ordinance against that. If somebody did it, ought to be able to pay a $500 fine for spitting in a public place. Yeah, it ought to be a terrible, harsh fine to spit on the ground in a public place, right in the middle of Walmart, when people walking around. That sounds like an exaggeration, but that's how the behavior is in some institutions in prison. A while back in the military, it got word of it. I'm not sure of the dates. It was around right after the time of the Second Gulf War, after Bin Laden and all that situation happened with 9/11. We went to war and what have you through the second President Bush, the son. We went to war and everything, but there was some wild stuff going on in there. People pissing on corpses and stuff like that. Okay, I know it sounds graphic, but it was. And then Congress got a hold of it, and the media got on it, and they were showing pictures. Yeah, this is the truth. Look it up. I'm not lying. They were showing pictures of some of the things that were happening that the soldiers and stuff was doing. Now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Being a part of the military, knowing military veterans, I didn't talk to World War II veterans, and I'm not saying what somebody told me. I'm talking about talking to people that's been through these wars, man. I'm a veteran. We talk to each other all the time. I talk to Vietnam vets right today. A lot of them are alive. My dad was one. And they say that stuff was going on all the time. It just was not seen and reported. And it was part of it's a negative. That was the negative side of it. We know our troops are wonderful and they are trained. But there's some people in there. There's some people in there that needs to be corrected. Their behavior is negative. Because I went through when I was in the Coast Guard, and I stood up to some of those stuff. So, well, anyway, all in all, we have a beautiful country. We have a beautiful life. We just are individuals. Everybody is different. Nobody is the same. There's some good apples in the barrel. There's some bad apples in the barrel. And I'm not even pinpointing me or you as good or bad apples. Only thing I know that we were in the barrel and it's time to get out. That's what I'm talking about. All I know is that we were in some barrel and it's time to get out. You don't have to come out like you came. You don't have to leave like you came. You can, and it all depends on your social and your emotional development that you went through. So we went through a little bit more on social and emotional development, and we're going to come back and do a little bit more. We'll see you next time.